just made it to the catch out. I've been here a couple minutes and they're still building up in this yard. It could take a couple hours. They're all the way over there building up. So I waited for them to pull back and I crossed to this side of the tracks because there's a curve that curves that way. So you want to be on the outside of the track or else they can see you from the locomotive mirrors. So I'm just gonna post up here for a couple hours. I don't know how long it will take, but probably quite a while. It's currently 11 o'clock. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens here. I think I'm gonna go over here and climb up on this thing. Floor is sketchy, but it's steel, so like how bad could it be? It's all rusted out steel though. Alright, so there's the train over there. My pack is stashed kind of over there in the next to the bridge. So they're gonna sit here and build this train probably for a couple more hours. I might even walk down the line that way and just peek into the yard. We'll walk down these tracks on the other side of the woods and peek into the yard and just see if I can't see what's going on over there. So they have the first half of this train and it's just a bunch of gondolas and junk. So I don't know what they're doing with these, and they have the rest of the manifest on the other side of the yard. So I don't know if they're going to organize this and shove it back and then pick up the other string and start doing those. Or if they're just going to bring all this stuff to Clinton. Just as I suspected, they hooked up the string of grainers, so I don't know if this is done building and they're just going to pull it out. We'll be able to tell once they have this guy pulled up, and if there's anything left in the yard. They're probably not done just yet, but looks to be put together to me. I'm not sure. But I like that the grainers are in the back and the junk is up front. So I've walked a little down the line. I was under that bridge before. I walked down the line around the curve just so I'm not kind of always dodging the workers and I can just sit up here in the brush. I don't care, but you know, it's only I think like 12 o'clock, noonish. Drop 10 bucks. It's only 12:10, so I don't think the train is done building just yet. I hope it is. I'm just gonna camp up here. Usually when they're done building it, they put a Fred on the end and they drive the Kubota vehicle up. They drive it back, they let it sit for a couple minutes, and then they go. So they've been sitting here with the train, I think, fully built for a couple minutes now. And so I think soon enough they'll pull the crew up in the Kubota, and then the one switchman will drive back, and then they'll get clearance and take off. But again, it's only 12:10, so I don't know if the train gods are just blue balling me here or what. But yeah, this looks like a good area to hang out at. I'm gonna go look for some rides also. I'm enjoying a snack here next to the train, waiting to figure out what the hell is going on. Delicious meal. Great. Okay, so I got on this ride. I don't know how long we're gonna be sitting here for. But I think the train's fully built. It's a good ride. 2 east centerfolds, so you can throw your bag in there and if you can go hide on the other side. But I think I'm just gonna hang out on here until this thing starts to move again, or until someone rolls by. Which, hopefully, if they do, they don't see me. So I was out there watching the other side of the track over there, waiting for the worker vehicle to come down, and so he drove down to the front end of the train. So now I'm hiding in this hole just so he doesn't see me on his way back. I don't know if he saw me on the way there, so I peeked my head around the corner and whoop, there he was. But I got in that side of the hole in time before he saw me over there, I think. So I'm just hiding in here, waiting for him to go back that way. And then we should be out of here, I'm hoping. I think they have the train fully built. It's only 12:46. So pretty good timing, honestly. But hey, this is pretty comfortable. I got my pack that I'm sitting on. I could ride in the train in here, honestly. Or I could ride in the rain in here. Honestly, I wouldn't mind that. Alright, he just drove by. So I would think they have whatever up front done. They might be putting on a Fred now, and after that we should be out of here. I think I'm gonna get out of here now because they already did the drive-by. So I think I'm good to just get out and hang out. Slack finally just caught up to me and we're moving. So looks like we're finally headed out northbound, unless we come to a nice stop here. But we are moving a little bit. Like the views coming through this little valley thing. I would take like this all day over most of Kansas and Nebraska and Wyoming. This is at least kind of cool. Nebraska is just flat. Corn, cows, trains. resources. I mean, it's not scenic, but these are the BNSF tracks to Galesburg that way. I think they only go into Peoria, East Peoria terminal. I don't know that they go beyond that. I know that Union Pacific operates down past Pekin. Oh yeah, look at that thing. And I think these are the separate UP tracks that do take you straight to Pekin and around the yard. So then you're not flooding up the yard with stuff. Busy intersection, and I'm out here surfing on the road. We're booking it north to Clinton. We're pretty much out of the valleys in Peoria and just into flat Illinois. Typical corn land. Looks like the train gods are tempting me with a swim here. We just stopped probably 5 or 10 miles away from where we join up with the main lines in this little town called Nelson. I don't know what we're doing stopped here. A green light up front, so I'm not really sure. We're stopped here. I'm not really sure why. There's a worker up there walking the line. There is all these brand new railroad trestles over there. Or not trestles, new railroad ties right there. And on the front end of this train, there's a bunch of junk. Like gondola cars that have brand new trestles, brand new ties, you know, the little plates that sit under the rails. A whole bunch of new stuff. So I'm kind of hoping that we just take off and take all this junk to Clinton, Iowa. But I'm thinking that they're going to disconnect the front half, pull the front half into the siding with all the resources and stuff on it, and then connect this train back up and pull this half to Clinton. But if that is what happens, I'm kind of more towards the front of the second half. So yeah, I'm not sure what the hell we're doing out here. We just stopped randomly over that bridge over there. Now we're just stopped, so not really sure, but it is only, it's only 4:15, so we're ahead of schedule. Usually this train pulls into Clinton around 8 p.m. So I'm also hoping that we don't just sit here until we're back on schedule, because we'd be sitting here for at least a couple hours until that happens. So I figured out what they're doing. You can see right there, they're backing up, like exactly what I said. The first half of this train is junk, so they disconnected. I heard them pull the air out of this and tie it down. So they took off the front half, Now they're gonna roll that half of the train back here into the siding and then go pick up the other half of the train. So I'm gonna have to hide in this hole for when the locomotive comes by. It's moments like these when you really learn to appreciate something as simple as just some silence. Right as I say it. I'm curled up in here. Finally getting to move on, I think. My foot is falling asleep. This is the bend around where we're going to join the main lines up here in just a couple hundred feet. I don't know if we're going to have to wait for traffic or what. It looks like we're going to slow down and stop. I know that they go slow onto the mains, but we might have to wait for clearance for another train since that's a pretty busy line. Looks like we're going to stop right on the bend. I can hear just up there, there's a train coming. Sounds like it's coming westbound. So that's just what we're stopped for. Just waiting for clearance on the track. Since this isn't a very high priority train, and there's a ton of hot shot trains on that line, where could be sighted out here for who knows how long. Looks like we've been cleared. We're gonna join the Geneva sub here now, and then we'll be in Clinton in about 30 minutes. And I'm gonna stash my bag next to the yard and go find a Casey's. Grab me a slice of pizza. There's the Geneva sub main line. So later tonight, I'm gonna catch something going the opposite way into Chicago that way. We're gonna ride over the Rock River, I think twice, and then we'll ride over Mississippi River. If you watched my last video, this whole route is probably pretty familiar. This is the same exact route we took from Peoria to Clinton last time. Looks like there's a boxcar rolled over down there, a boxcar door. So we're about to cross over the Rock River now. Beautiful. Smells like a river. I always love bridges over open water. I don't know if you saw that. A duck just popped up out the water or something. But yeah, I always like these bridges over open water. They're nice. You get a nice cold breeze rolling over them, and then back into the humid woods. like I was saying earlier, it's moments like this that you really learn to appreciate. A little bit of silence. We were stopped there for about a minute, lading a unit intermodal eastbound train pass. There's Clinton. We're almost there. I hope that was the last stop. That's 3 stops on this train. I've ridden this line before, it never had any stops. So we must just have low priority today. Mississippi. This is the border of Illinois and Iowa. I didn't get my items packed up here because we're about to pull into the yard. The other half. Big Muddy. I think we're officially in Iowa now. Pulled into the yard in Clinton now. I've got everything packed up. Just waiting for this train to slow down enough to jump off. Or stop. I know it's gonna stop, but I think it's gonna wait until a little bit farther down the line. Here in Clinton, there's this big old gold orange ball. Huge golden orb. I don't know what it does. Come on, train, slow down. There's a Casey's right there I can go to. Come on, train. I really don't want to roll too far up there. Stinky that factory is also. Alright, we're just about stopped. I think I'm gonna throw my pack off. Yeah. Double check for items. know that train was gonna stop, but I didn't want to keep rolling farther into the yard. Now I'd like to get the hell out of here. It smells heavily like beer in this yard. And more towards, on your way out of the yard, westbound, it just smells like ass. I don't know what that smell is, but it just smells like ass going the other way. I'm gonna attempt to hop this here fence with this backpack on because the walk to the exit of the yard is all the way down there. And I don't want to keep walking that way, so just figured I'd put the GoPro on in case I eat shit over this fence. Make some good content out of it. Alright. I'm gonna eat shit trying to do this. But oh my god, this thing is so heavy. Somehow didn't die. I've got my pack stash right here. It's not hidden very well, but it's also in a spot. It's in a spot that if you know where this is at, then you know no one's gonna come down here looking for anything. Really, there's nothing back here, so I'm gonna go ahead and change into my slides and let my feet air out a little bit. I have my water key right here, so I'm gonna go fill up my jug. Even though I only got like a quarter gallon down, I'm gonna go top it back off to a full gallon there. Alrighty. I'm just gonna leave these right here just to show how much no one comes down here. All this trash was from me multiple months ago and it hasn't been touched or moved. So there's a Casey's down there and there's also a Dollar General, so I know the Casey's has a water silcock. I can go steal water from. This is why I like to bring a water key with me wherever I go, so I can fill up for free. Got my water filled, I got my slice of pizza. I'm heading back to the spot. It doesn't look like anything has rolled through. I'm just waiting for an eastbound to come in. Eastbound general manifest, but one just left here, I'm gonna say an hour ago, so it could be a little while until I get a good ride out of here.